It's now or never for a couple of players on this Giants roster. So on today's video, I'm going to go over my 5 make or break players for Big Blue this year. But first, Cowboys Report host Tom Downey here at Chat Sports, my rival, said the real ones couldn't get to 2,000 likes on today's show. Tom's a BSer, and I hate him, as well as the Cowboys. If you're with me and you hate the Cowboys and you want to prove Tom Downey wrong, hit that thumbs up icon right now. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for rolling in. 5 make or break candidates for the Giants. 5, it is now or it is never for you and your time with Big Blue, and maybe even your NFL career. And let's start with the biggest one, Evan Neal, the 7th overall pick for the New York Giants, dating back to a couple of NFL drafts ago. When you're a 7th overall pick in round 1, and before you get to year 4 in your rookie contract, and you already have to switch positions from offensive tackle to offensive guard, that's a problem. And look, Evan hasn't been able to stay healthy. That's just a fact. And sometimes the best ability is availability, and he hasn't been able to do so. But if it was only injuries that were causing Neal to not reach his potential, I'd be okay with where he's at. But when he's played, he's also been relatively bad. His rookie year is one of the worst tackles in the NFL. He was actually worse in his second year. And then injuries struck again. Remember, this time last year, he was the starting right tackle. And he got hurt, and they told me they didn't get hurt, and there was a setback, and there wasn't a setback, and he essentially was a non-factor last year, playing in 9 games, but only due to injuries. Right now, they've got him working as a guard. Ideally, he wins the training camp battle and becomes that starting left guard, and you move John Runyan to right guard, and Greg Van Roten becomes that backup to your interior starting offensive lineman. I want to believe that there is still a player that's NFL caliber in Evan Neal. You don't dominate at Alabama like he did unless you at least got some juice. I don't know. I'm hoping, I'm praying, and I'm wishing, because if Evan Neal is good, that's going to fast-track Giants' success as well. So, Evan, I say this to say, if you don't show up this training camp in this year, your Giants' career will be over, and I just don't know how you're going to get another job in the NFL. Jalin Hyatt finds himself on this list as well. He's entering his 3rd season in the National Football League after being a 3rd-round pick for the Giants. The Giants traded up in the 3rd round to get him. I thought he had a decent rookie year. Made the most of his opportunities. He was playing on an offense that was anemic and allergic to big plays, and he played with quarterbacks that were just not all that good. But year 2 was doom. Those 5 big dooms. 8 catches for Jalin Hyatt in his rookie 2nd season. He had like 25 or something in his rookie year, and he goes down to 8 catches. And then he requested a trade, and there was supposedly beef between him and Brian Dable and the locker room, and Hyatt in the front office didn't get along all that well together. Like, is Jalin Hyatt ever going to be the guy that we thought he could be, coming out of Tennessee? I don't think so. But shit, man, is he better than 8 catches for 62 yards over 16 games played? I freaking hope so. Well, that's another bust of a pick by Joe Schoen. And I think Hyatt is going to have his best year in the NFL. Like, he's now playing with a quarterback in Russell Wilson who matches his skill set. A quarterback that wants to throw the ball downfield. A receiver that got into the NFL based off what he does down the field. And he is, by a wide margin, wide receiver 4. Like, Nabers, Robinson, and Slayton are the top 3. But Hyatt's right there. And Hyatt said he wants to play more in the slot this year. And I think the Giants are going to move him around a little bit more. He'll have opportunities this year to show that he could still play in this league, or can play in this league is probably the way to say it. But, man, like Evan Neal, like everyone on this video, if he struggles this year, I don't know how much NFL career is left in front of him. And Deonte Banks, former first-round pick. It's now or never for him with the Giants. You're a first-round pick a player the Giants traded up for in round one, albeit it was just one spot. You still gave up assets to do it, and you just haven't lived up to the hype. And the Giants have already gone out and signed someone to premium dollars in Paulson Thibodeaux to be the CB1 on this team because through the first 2 years of your career, you couldn't show it was you. So they've already somewhat replaced you based off the expectations they had for you. And now you're sliding into a CB2 role. And if you can't excel in year 3 as a CB2 after being a first-round pick, Giants are going to have to find another CB2 in the offseason. And I don't know where that leaves you on this team. Giants will have to make a decision on your 5th-year option this time next year. If you struggle, they're going to decline it. And you're going to be on your 4th year and not be a starter. And that sucks. I think he's going to have a good year. I believe in Deonte Banks. I think moving from CB1 to CB2 is going to open him up as a player. Doesn't have to guard the CeeDee Lambs and the A.J. Browns of the world anymore. He gets to guard the wide receiver twos, like the George Pickens and the Devontae Smith, who's pretty much as good as any wide receiver one. But it's a lot different than every week having to travel and cover wide receiver ones. I'm hoping that he takes a step this year. A little bit of a shocker on this list for me. And unlike if Evan Neal struggles, he might be out of the league. Jalin Hyatt might be out of the league. Deonte Banks will just be on the bench. It's now or never for Kavon Tibido in the sense of being a New York Football Giant. He's entering his 4th year. They've picked up his 5th-year option. But you also drafted Abdul Carter, and he plays the same position as Kavon Tibido. And you paid Brian Burns $150 million, who plays the same position as Kayvon Tibido. And you only run with 2 edge rushers. And I get it. You can have 3 good ones. I love the Giants do. But are the Giants going to pay Brian Burns $150 million? Pay Abdul Carter the bag he's getting and going to get? And then going to pay Kayvon Tibido? Like, are they going to use that many assets and that many pieces of the pie when it comes to the salary cap all at the edge rusher spot? Maybe. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. But if Kayvon Tibido struggles this year, I don't see a contract extension happening after this. He'll probably play out year 5 of his rookie scale deal. And if he struggles that year too, he's gone. So, like, if he wants to get a contract to stay here for a while after the season, he needs to have a damn good year. And I expect him to. I think Kayvon's going to be much better this year. And the biggest one of them all. And this one literally is for your NFL career. Russie Wilson. The Russie Riders, stand up. Russ, you are this video. It is now or never for you. You play good this year, you might be back as the Giants starter next year. Or there might be another team out there that wants you to make you their starter. But if you struggle this year, you get benched midway through the season, you're not coming back to be a starter for the Giants. And I don't see any team out there that's going to sign you to be their starter if you couldn't be the starter for the New York Giants. Like, if you play like you did in the first 6 games for the Steelers, I'm going to be yelling for the Giants to re-sign you. But if you play like you did in the last 6 games for the Steelers, you're not going to be getting calls from anyone in this league. I'm rooting for Russ. I believe in Russ. I think this is a great situation for him. Him and Brian Dable is a good partnership. Him, Malik Nabers, Darius Slayton, Wandale Robinson, and Jalin Hyatt, those are good troops to have for him. And he's a competitor. And he is a winner. And when those guys get backed into a corner, they usually come out on top. But Russell Wilson is the biggest make-or-break candidate for the Giants this year. Play well, you're back in the league next year as a starter. You don't play well, and I don't know where you're going to go after this. So my 5 biggest make-or-break now-or-never candidates. Which one is yours? Which player do you think has the most on the line on their shoulders this year for their personal careers? Let me know. And make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on IG @MarshallGreen_.